Hello Internet, it's Jim Baker here. I'm making a quick video to go over how foreign-owned US single-member LLCs and I guess multi-member LLCs partnerships can get a US tax ID number. This is required if you have a US LLC for compliance, for opening a bank account, for getting your forms 5472 in. And it's not necessarily a complicated process. Well, it is complicated, but I'm going to explain to you how to do it to uncomplicate it. So this is the form SS-4. You can Google it. That's all I did. It came up here. Well, let's take a step back. Let's take a step back. First, you need to set up your entity with getting articles, get the corporate documents, the LLC documents from whatever state you decide to create your LLC in. Many of my clients go with Delaware, or some with Nevada, some locally, and depending where they're doing business. But generally, it's in Delaware, just because of the different reasons, the case law and different support. But anyways, you set up your Delaware LLC. You have the owner, and now you can fill out your SS-4 to get your tax ID, your employee ID number. It's going to be up here. So you need to put in your legal name. I'm going to call mine Jim's LLC. Trade name, executor, mailing address, city, state, zip, country where business is located, USA. Name of, county, excuse me. County would be my county. So it's the county of where your mailing address is. So if you're using a Delaware LLC, you'll have a registered agent out there, and you'll use their address, and you'll use their county. So I'm looking at one I did recently, just as a note. So you put the county, and you should be able to get that all from the registered agent. The name of responsible party, Jim Baker. Now, if you're a foreign person, I'm assuming you don't have a social or an ITIN or an EIN, and that's really the whole reason that you have to go this route to complete this form. Because if you have one, you can just get this done on the IRS website. If you have a social in the US system and you're already in the system, you don't really need to do it this way. So again, it's an LLC. Is this application for a limited liability company? Yes. Number of members. If it's a single member, it's only going to have one. If it's multi, it's going to be a partnership. So, if it's multi-member, if yes, was the LLC organized in the United States? Yes. So we're talking about single-member LLCs. So that's nothing on this list. And down here, if you had multi-members, if you had two, you'd put a partnership. But because it's not, the other, you're going to specify it to be this, exactly what this says. It's specifically foreign owned US disregarded entity. Nice. No corporation. Reason for applying would be start a new business, of course. No employees, date the business started, and that's when you would put it on the whatever your articles of, not articles of incorporation, but your state documents. Yeah, the articles of organization. I got stuck on that one. So the day it was organized, let's say this is 1/1/2018. Closing month of the accounting year. Here we'll put December. Employment tax, no employees. You can't have employees. You can, but you generally, that's not, defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do. That's for another video. One box that describes it. And this is like, I usually do like online, if depending what it is, put your business, online business. Again, this is all determined on like Well, this part down here is determine what your actual business is. Indicate principal line of merchandise sold or services. Do web services. Never applied for EIN unless you have. The designee is if you have an accountant like me doing it. That's weird. I'm doing this for myself. So Jim Baker. And you put the phone number. The phone number, the address, fax number, then your information. This is Jim Baker, the person the person that's the responsible party. 7A should be the person here. You have to actually print it and give a good physical signature and get a really good clean copy and date it, and then put your information here too. And there's instructions exactly like do you need it, and there's other instructions online, but this is really it's a straightforward form, and if you have the information it's good. So great, you have this form, you have it signed. Now what? I've called the SS-4, the phone number for them, and they changed the rules. You can't do this over the phone anymore. You used to be able to do it over the phone, and they'd give you the number right away. Now they have a fax number, which you can write this down. I'll probably put it in the description below. This is the IRS foreign EIN fax number. And if you fax this to them, they should fax you back your tax ID in a week and a half, assuming there's no problems. If they have problems, they'll fax you back what the problem is, and they might ask you for, a lot of times they'll ask you for your articles of organization, some other proof that you're a real company, and then you can send it. But as long as you have the articles of organization and you have it set up, you should be okay. They might have some pushback, but you can always respond and follow up. So it's not as easy as it used to be, but it's definitely not impossible. You have to have a little patience, and you have to send in a clear document, because if you send this in and it's hard to read and they can't read it, they'll just say no, and they might not even respond to you. So the phone support, the IRS is getting overwhelmed with the tax law changes and everything going on, so the phone support is not very responsive. So you might not get help from them quickly, especially if you're trying to expedite this. So you got to be patient, especially on the phone, and just get this faxed in as soon as possible, and just wait a week and then call them and try and bother them again that way. So I'll try and find the right phone number to put in the description as well of the video, so that if you need to do this yourself, you can reach out to them. I'll put a link to the SS-4, and we'll go through it from there. So I hope this was helpful. Quick video on how to complete an SS-4 for a foreign-owned US single-member LLC in order to get a tax ID. Find a better, more eloquent way to name that. For now, that's it. Thank you. Hope this was helpful.